I love that. It works so well. I think if the kindergarten teacher would have known that they talk real quiet, then everybody gets real quiet because you really want to know what I have to say. And with me, you never really know what I'm going to say. All right, we've got, thanks for coming back. We've got a new protocol for questions. As questions come up, we're going to go first to the voice of God. David Hott is reading questions out of the Zoom chat. I know he hates it. He is the voice of God. Then we've got questions coming from this level, and then there will be questions coming from this level. Up there, you do need to wave your hand so we can find you. All right, our next speaker is Kiana. Kiana is an environmental justice advocate, an entrepreneur, and a storyteller. Come on up, girl. She's passionate about democratizing access to environmental education through creating intentional community spaces and resources that harness the power of radical imagination. She's a Cal grad with a degree in data science and environmental management. Focusing on the intersection of technology and environmental justice, she's the founder of Circularity, a startup dedicated to creating tools that reduce the burden of everyday decision-making around sustainability, health, and ethics. She's a co-director and programming director at the Intersectional Environmentalist, where she develops and implements community projects at the intersection of environmentalism and education and art. Come on up, Kiana. Oh, here you are. So you'll aim the clicker at Todd.
Okay.
And then she has a timer that's going to time you
Cool.
down.
And then how do I do this one?
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
And you'll see where it is up there.
Awesome. Hi, everybody. So excited to be here on this very rainy San Francisco day. My name is Kiana Kazemi. I'm the co-director of the nonprofit Intersectional Environmentalist. And I'm excited to tell you all a little bit more about what we do and the frameworks that we follow as an organization. That's me in a recent event that we had here in San Francisco with one of my old professors. And it was a really, really beautiful event that we brought together for a program that I'll tell you a little bit more about. So a little bit more about our organization. With a growing community of over 500,000 people and resources and events that reach millions of people around the globe each year, our core programming includes hosting community-driven climate justice concerts, giving away free books written by authors of color, and producing hundreds of educational resources at the intersection of climate and culture, including student-curated documentaries, zines, toolkits, and more. In the last 2 years since our founding, we've become a leading resource for diverse environmental education. We know that when communities of color who are most impacted by environmental injustices and are also leading the way in creating solutions are included in the environmental decision-making, movements, and educational systems, environmentalism will be brighter, more equitable, and more revolutionary for all of us. Woo! So what is environmental justice and where did it come from? Environmental justice is the fair treatment and meaningful involvement of all people, regardless of race, color, national origin, or income, with respect to the development, implementation, and enforcement of environmental laws, regulations, and policies. The success of environmental justice is marked by everyone being able to enjoy the same degree of protection from environmental health hazards and having equal access to the decision-making process to have a healthy environment where basic needs are met in which to live, learn, and pursue life. Where did the environmental justice movement come from? The 17 Principles of Environmental Justice were created after the National People of Color Environmental Leadership Summit in 1991, where approximately 300 Black, Indigenous, Latina, Pacific Islander, Asian American, and other minority activists gathered in DC to discuss, for the first time in US history, the environmental injustices their communities were experiencing. And I would definitely recommend that you all check out the 17 Principles of Environmental Justice. I feel like they would be relevant to any environmental work today. So what is intersectionality and why are we applying it to environmentalism? As our founder said, intersectional environmentalism is an inclusive version of environmentalism that advocates for both the protection of people and the planet. It identifies the ways in which injustices happening to marginalized communities and the earth are interconnected. It brings injustices done to the most vulnerable communities and to the earth to the forefront and does not minimize or silence social inequality. Intersectional environmentalism advocates for justice for both people and the planet. IE is rooted in intersectional theory, which was created by the legal scholar Kimberly Crenshaw in 1989. And this theory highlights the way that intersecting identities tied to race, gender, class, and ability, and more can create connect conditions for discrimination or disadvantage. Crenshaw used her work to highlight the experiences of Black women as racist and sexist. And before her, a path was paved by the Combahee River Collective, which was an organization of Black feminist lesbian scholars who experienced exclusion from the mainstream feminist and civil rights movements because of their overlapping identities, which faced layered forms of discrimination. The Combahee River Collective illuminated the fact that oppressive political economic systems are interlocked and that the liberation of Black women is vital in our fight to create joyful, equitable, and inclusive systems for all. So for us as an organization, environmental justice is the goal and intersectional environmentalism is the lens. By applying an intersectional lens to environmental issues today, we can collectively empower new generations of environmentalists to heal and challenge awareness around the most pressing environmental issues in our communities, universities, industries, and more. Thank you.
She's about to leave. All right, who's got questions? We're going to start with David. Do you have questions from the chat? None yet. Okay, who's got questions out here? I suspect it's going to be less questions and more people who just want your telephone number. Because who could blame them? All right, so folks, what you're going to do. Oh, is there a question back there? No, okay. So we need your, so you're on LinkedIn.
Yes, I am.
So it's Kiana, K-I-A-N-A.
Kazemi.
Yeah.
K-A-Z-E-M-I.
All right, go find her on LinkedIn because this is the folks that we want to continue to partner with for all of our outreach. Okay, cool.
Thank you so much.
I'm so glad you were here.
Thank you. Me too.
I appreciate it.